was an old charming lady. And she talked to you as if she was really in a good mood. And she wore a very, very big... I'll give my speech. And she wore a very, very big smile on her face. So big that you think that your heart could be easily lightened by her big smile. And then, it was your job to ask her about her illness. It's your job, everything is normal, nothing's wrong, except that she suddenly burst into tears. And she wasn't that charming old lady anymore. Instead, she became a poor woman, whining and crying about how she had suffered over the years. And she sobbed and complained to you how she had gone through all the surgeries, all these painful, torturing, and unsuccessful surgeries. She just poured all the negative emotions onto you, and you couldn't help but just get so immersed into her negative emotion. Okay, so now it's late Friday afternoon, and you stand in front of your locker, and you just get so filled with all these negative emotions you just had. And you were so tired that even taking off your white coat seemed to be a hard job. And now you have a tough choice to make. To head straight home and go to your cozy bed, or spend a few more hours to come to Toastmasters Club and enjoy the meeting. Tough choice, right? Just think about it. A cozy bed. Wow, it sounds so tempting, so alluring to all of us, right? Yeah. But for me, I would definitely choose the latter one. Come to the Toastmaster meeting and enjoy every meeting. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, most of you know that I'm a medical student, and the scenario I mentioned in the beginning are just all too familiar to me. I mean, in the hospital, all these patients suffer from their illness physically, when I had to suffer from their bad emotions mentally. So every time when I come to this Toastmasters meeting, I'm immersed in complete tiredness. And it's more often the case that I need a cup of coffee to refresh my mind before the meeting, and that's no exaggeration. So it comes to an interesting question that I was often asked before. Hey Harry, you have been in this club for 4 years. How do you do that? Frankly speaking, I didn't have the answer. Until now. Until today, I got a chance to look back into my Toastmasters years and look at what happened and to tell you in the speech. When I was a freshman and I joined the club, all I was thinking about is just trying my public speaking skills. So it was all about speaking, and speaking. And I did learn a lot from giving speeches. I learned a lot of skills, and I look upon others for the improvement. And I probably can say that I'm not that nervous beginner when I gave my C1 speech. So my legs shake less, although they do shake violently today. And I wouldn't have to make some effort to chase after all the ideas that wandering around the lecture. But is that all? We learned 10 skills from our C1 to C10 speeches, but what is after that? And it happened to me that I finished my C10 speech when I come into my 3rd year and 4th year of medical school, which is notorious for its heavy load. And what is more important is that when I come into the 4th year, which is this year, I have to go into the hospital and face the patient by myself. So it's a large emotional burden, like I was just thrown into the hospital and face all these painful patients. So, for example, it would be like 1 week when I go into the ward, I would see a patient attacked by a severe seizure, and he would shake like this. and he just couldn't control it. And you just feel the pain just by seeing his eyes. Or another week I can come into the ward and found out that an angry patient, he was so healthy and he couldn't accept that he was diagnosed as end-stage cancer. In the hospital, every week we have to face all kinds of emotions like that. The patients can't accept what they have been diagnosed, and the family members just couldn't accept that their family members could be gone in probably a few months or so. So it's difficult. It's difficult for me to go to the hospitals every Friday afternoon and come to the Friday meeting in the evening, because I find myself more serious than ever, and I come to in conflict with this whole joyful meeting. I mean, inside my mind, there was all about all the sickness and all the bad things that happened to my patients. And to this meeting, I would find all of us in a joyful mood. So I started questioning: is there still significance? I keep on joining this club. Is there any significance? Is there any reason why I should come to this club? And it turns out that there are reasons. There are weeks that I just come to this club and just talk to somebody around there. And perhaps one week I would go with some old members, and go upstairs and talk about some gossip. And yes, that's refreshing, because, talking about gossip are not so good. But, just talking about these gossips, these look so healthy to me. And sometimes I can come and talk with people like Angel and just share with her like some common problems, common hardships that we would face in the hospitals. And I think through that sharing, I really get really relieved about all my bad emotions, because I come to know that there are people who is facing the same difficulties, who is dealing with the same thing, and I feel much more relieved. And it's more often the case that when I come into the meeting and I just sit back and don't think about anything, and just laugh at many humorous speeches, and that also helps me a lot. So I kind of rethink about my reasons to stay in this club. And I think these have become my true treasures to stay in this club. And I don't think that these treasures just only apply to me. It applies to perhaps everyone down here. It is like, for example, whenever you sign up for a speech, like you sign up from Lily, you sign up for a speech, and there's an invisible drive that helps you to finish that speech in time. So probably it's late Thursday night, and you're in front of a computer, but you still want to finish it, whatever the reason. Because you don't want to go blank the next day on the lecture and make the audience feel really bad about you. That's one thing. And whenever you feel so less confident on the stage, there are always audience down there to support you. And I think many of our speakers are really appreciated to Christine. She always gives us generous support. We all appreciate that. And I think there's a lot of reasons. So for all of you who could be tired or could be wondering the reasons why you come to this Toastmasters, I would encourage you to find your own treasures in Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster of the Evening.